Hey everyone, today we are going to talk about the Tuscan Grill on Celebrity Cruises right after this. Hey everyone, Johnny from Bite Size Cruises. Welcome back to our channel. If it's your first time here, we're a small travel agency. We try to provide some great information about cruising and cruise ships and cruise ports. So we're going to start a new little segment that we're going to be doing, and we're basically going to be doing specialty dining reviews for the YouTube channel here. One of the things I always look for is information about restaurants and specialty dining before I go on a cruise to try to figure out, is it worth it to spend money on or not? So we figured instead of just doing an overall dining review, which we'll continue to do, we're going to do them for each individual restaurant. And then at the end of this little few that we're going to do here for the Celebrity Summit, we're going to do a top 10 specialty dining restaurants that we've dined at. Now, keep in mind, dining and food in general is very subjective. So take everything with a grain of salt. This is just my opinion on these. I love food. I love to cook. I love to go out and try new restaurants and new food. So this is just based on my experience and the food that we've tried. So let's get into it. So I recently was on the Celebrity Summit. So the other thing too to keep in mind is that there's going to be subtle differences on each cruise ship, even within the fleet. So I've eaten at on almost all of the NCL ships, and for the most part, I would say Le Bistro and Teppanyaki and all of them are pretty similar for the most part. There are slight subtleties with each ship. So remember, again, your mileage may vary. If you are on a different ship than I was on one of the newer ships, it might be slightly different, might be better, might be worse. You can let me know. So I was on Celebrity Summit. I did a 10-day cruise, and I ate 4 times at the Tuscan Grill. So I have a decent amount of experience. I did 3 dinners, and actually I ate in there 5 times. I did the chef's table, 3 dinners, and the seafood lunch. So let's get into it. Tuscan Grill has a pretty decent sized menu. You're going to have different options for starters. You're going to have apps. You're going to have soup. You're going to have pastas, you're going to have steaks, and then you're going to have sides and desserts, of course. So one of the things I find weird about Tuscan Grill is that it's a steakhouse and a pasta Italian restaurant. So to me, those two things don't really work that well together. I mean, it's nice to have pasta with your steak or vice versa, but for the most part, I kind of feel like if you're focused on, if you're a steakhouse, you focus on steak. If you're an Italian restaurant, you focus on pasta, right? So doing both, I think, kind of maybe waters it down a little bit. I don't know. I'm open for anyone else's thoughts. Put your comments below what you think. So I tried several of the steaks. I tried the ribeye. I tried the strip, which is an additional $12 or $15. It's an add-on. And I also tried the skirt steak. I tend to like skirt steak sometimes. I feel like it's really good in the summer. You throw it on the grill. It's not an expensive cut of meat. Depends. Could be. So I tried all of those, and I was left, I don't want to say unimpressed. Everything was good. So I don't have any complaints. But if I structured and line it up like versus Cagney's, for instance, on NCL, or versus even Chops on Royal Caribbean, or even 150 Central Park, which does like kind of, which to me lines up with Le Bistro a little more, the quality of the meat just wasn't as good. The cook on all my food was great. I get my steaks medium rare. They were all medium rare. Everything was fine there. The quality just didn't seem to be the same as those. And again, I think a lot of times with dining, it's not just is the food good or not, it's what are the expectations of that meal compared to what it actually is. So going on Celebrity, my expectation is that it should be like a little tick higher than Royal Caribbean, right? They're I guess they're like a modern luxury brand, but they're not like Seabourn or Oceania or something like their Silver Sea, for instance, which would be the next tick up. They're supposed to be a little bit higher than Royal Caribbean. I didn't find that. It's just my opinion. Again, I ate there 5 times. I ate in the restaurant 5 times. I enjoyed all of my meals. They were all good. the steak quality just wasn't as good as the other steak houses on the other cruise lines. So next up, I had pasta. So I tried carbonara, I tried the gnocchi, I tried the cacio and pepe, and none of those were particularly great. My kind of bar is set at Jamie's Italian. Giovanni's is good as well, but Jamie's Italian to me has been the best Italian cruise food that I've had, and their pastas are spectacular. The carbonara, so if you make carbonara, right, if you make it at home, you're using eggs and you're mixing the eggs in, you use guanciale, you put everything together and it comes out like a creamy pasta, right? So I found on the cruise ship that it's not that. It's like pre-made sauce, right? It's not homemade carbonara. It's not like somebody's making carbonara, even though the pasta is supposed to be homemade and everything you would think would be somewhat scratch. And carbonara is pretty easy to make. It almost was like an Alfredo sauce, almost like a mac and cheese Alfredo sauce on top of it. So not really carbonara. It's fine. It tasted good. And the gnocchi was just okay. And the cacio and pepe was not really cacio and pepe. Anyway, cacio and pepe might be the easiest pasta dish to make. It's literally black pepper, pecorino romano, and pasta. And everything was just a little bit off. It all tasted good. So don't get me wrong. I don't think, I ate there many times. I enjoyed my meals there. I'm just kind of giving it a review of like, would I spend $70, $80 in addition to my cruise fare to go there again? And my answer to that is probably no. And that's really, to me, what it comes down to. Would I spend my money again to go there? Now, I did a dining package for 4 days, and then I did Tuscan on first night. So I already had 5, and then I paid for Le Petit Chef on night 2. So I had 6 specialty dining basically credits. So I ate there a bunch of times. The seafood lunch there was very good. I had scallops with butter. They were very good. Lobster thermidor, very good. Very small portion, which to me was totally fine. It was lunch. It was great. The desserts were okay. Nothing great. I had tiramisu. It was like pre-prepared and just kind of given to you. Again, all of these things are fine. If it was at a restaurant that wasn't a specialty restaurant, I would have thought it was really good. But it's a specialty restaurant that you're paying a lot of money for. If you went there and ordered a la carte, it would be $100. Not that I think anybody really does that, but it would have been over $100 for that meal. Was it a $100 meal? It wasn't. So those are my thoughts. Is it good? Sure. If you have the dining pack, if you get the dining package, there's only a couple specialty restaurants on Celebrity Summit, for instance. So if you had a dining package, is it worth going? Sure. Go check it out. The food's good. It's better than the main dining room. Right. So it's just not something that I would go out of my way for. And it clearly, to me, wasn't as good as Chops or Cagney's or Giovanni's, Jamie's, 150 Central Park, any of those places that have pasta or steaks. So that is my honest thoughts and opinions on Tuscan Grill. What are your thoughts? Have you had better experiences? Have you been on a different ship? Was it really good? Let me know in the comments below. Again, it's all subjective, so your feelings and thoughts might be completely different from mine. That's great. So let me know what you think below. And next, we're going to do Le Petit Chef. So we'll be back for that tomorrow. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.